not be, honestly.
So let me give you like a quick rundown.
I don't even know why I'm out here today. I have not fucking clue. And it feels fucking great. I haven't drank in a week, and this is not the first time I've gone a period of time without drinking. I've gone nearly 2 months and just didn't say anything to anybody, but like I want to get drunk as shit right now. I'm so fucking excited. I want to go get fucking high. I am so fucking excited just right now. I feel like I could go the rest of the fucking night working on this bastard. I feel like I have that much energy left. And it's fucking awesome. But at the same time, it is very relieving, I guess, so to speak. I don't know how I would word that. Lifting, no. I don't know what word I'm thinking of. I'm fucking excited though. Like I feel like a tremendous amount of weight has just been lifted off of my fucking shoulders, almost overnight. I mean, I kind of felt like this the other night when I was out hauling some corn for harvest, and I was out late till I think 11:30 that night. So, I mean, by the time I got off, I wanted to do shit, but I was like, man, I really need to get to bed because I'm pretty damn sure I'm gonna have another all day hauling again, and then we didn't, and I kind of anticipated a call today, so I didn't rush myself into doing anything. I just took the time that I needed to sleep in, take a little rest, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go out in the garage and kind of clean up a little bit. And then I came out here and I wiped my lathe down, and then all of a sudden I just started fucking pulling shafts out and fucking machined a little bit, and then I pulled this thing down, and I was like, oh yeah, I already built a fucking shaft for it. So I was like, well, let me put that on there and see what the fuck. And then, you know, the sprocket slipped off. Had to hammer it back on, fix it back up, and then the grub screw. It took like 4 tries to get that going, but the bucket here weighs almost 20 pounds. And it did that single line. And it did it at a high rate of speed. And I know it's going to slow down some, but I mean, by the time you 5-wire this thing, we're talking some major weight here. I'm impressed. I mean, I know the drawworks is going to need some work. That's a given. I mean, you can see here, I got fucking clamps holding it down, so I really want to get this thing to where it's basically got some pins to hold it down, much like I have in the derrick here. And then also, I will need some pins here, because one of the first videos I did, it pulled that some bitch right over. And it didn't slam down because it actually slammed itself on the vices that I have here. I mean, so it was a soft landing, but I don't know, like it was the weirdest shit. And so I tried, and you know, the sprocket slipped off again. I tried again, and I mean, I don't know, I just kept farting with it. I don't know why I just kept farting with it, but I just kept farting with it. So, and then, you know, as you can see here, I got another line on it. The cable, it needs to be spun. Like, God almighty, I was trying it earlier, and the sprocket slipped on the shaft there, and it actually unspooled when it slammed down. It pulled up so fast on the drawworks because the sprocket slipped off the drive gear, so it basically had no resistance to go down. So it unspooled pretty much the entire spool. I had to unspool the entire thing, and then literally like use my foot. It's a give or take 40 feet worth of cable on there, and I don't need that much. I just need enough to go up and make 5 wire, and then tie off. So aside from that, that's it. And I'm kind of impressed by the spool too, because when I was doing that, I just put the cable on the table, and then put my foot on top of that, and I just held the two wires to it, and it began spooling it. So it began to spool across the, as it was drawing the wire in, it became to just like it's fucking, I mean, fucking beautiful. So there is a few other things too. I mean, obviously the lights are a little messy right now, so I kind of want to take those off momentarily just so they're not getting torn up and shit like that, because the first fall it off, it obviously knocked one of these lights off, and now it's just fucking dangling back here. But I do want to keep the drawworks the same momentarily, and then just find a way to bolt everything down, or at least find a way to where I can start engaging gears and things like that. I mean, that's going to have to be an obvious down the road type situation, but I'm fucking there, man. I mean, I didn't think the drawworks was going to fucking do it, and I know once I, 5-wire this, it's going to slow it down. It's going to put it at a realistic speed, and then from there, I'd like to put a disengaged clutch, or a clutch where I can disengage all this shit. This way it can free fall like it's supposed to, and you just have a little brake handle. The one thing I do want to do is get the battery hooked up and put into a position where instead of having to touch these two little deals to this fucking bastard, that I can just flip a switch on and then off and then down for reverse. I mean, that would cut out a lot of headaches for me, and make one-handed operation as I'm trying to hold this shit over here and then trying to fucking touch these two wires. I gotta be fishing around all this shit. And all that can be built to where it's temporary or momentarily, however you want to say it. But, this thing does weigh a little more than what I remembered it. Of course, it's been sitting on the top shelf here for a little while, and I don't know. It just came out to one of those things that I just came out here and just wiped something down, and then the next thing you know, I'm pulling out parts. I'm like, oh, where's this shaft? And then yeah, I feel like a shit ton of weight's been lifted off my fucking shoulders. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel as if I've been locked into a cage the past couple of years, and I feel like I've finally been released, or like I feel like somebody put a fucking leash on me, and I feel like I'm finally released. Like the leash is no longer there. Like I've just kind of like, oh, there's no fucking leash. You've seen the fucking videos where the dogs realize the owner's not holding the fucking leash anymore, and then they're poof, gone. And yeah, I just woke up this morning and I felt like I had a tremendous amount of freedom. And I mean, I don't know what else comes with that freedom, but it's feeling pretty fucking good right now. Really good. I do think though, as far as this goes, I'm probably not going to harden any of these shafts. I'm going to try it with the 5-wire, just everything the exact same right now, and then try it 5-wire, add a little more weight, and find its fucking limit, and from there, I'm going to leave it. Leave it 100%. The one thing that I do think that I would like to fucking change, excuse me, is these little grub screws or a set screw. These things are such a fucking pain in the ass. I almost want to find a way to run a shaft all the way through that thing as a keeper, but I know eventually you're going to have that fucking wear in there, and it just, oh my god. And of course I just took a little snap